everyone. We're back with more Barnstable This Morning. I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me live in the studio, Town Manager Tom Lynch. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. Did
How
you fare well with the storm?
Fared well with the storm. I was actually, I kind of cheated because I was in Boston all weekend. So my car was in the garage. I didn't have to clean it off. And when I got home yesterday, my husband had snowblowed the entire driveway. So I think I'm going to do that for the remainder of any storms. Just say, okay, I'm going to go away for the weekend and then come back.
Well, I think as you have mentioned earlier, you know, there are a lot of ways that people can find out what's going on in terms of the cleanup. And, you know, a couple of communications I had from the DPW. A little nervous when the winds had picked up because it was, you know, approaching blizzard-like conditions. And the issue there is, can you keep up with the snowfall? And I thought they did an excellent job, and knew that we'd probably have a lull or a break in the early morning hours, you know, really from 1 to 7, and that's when they really got out there. And you know, the main roads were clear, you know, totally clear. I think when folks got up. So one of the messages I got from Dan Santos is Barnstable was open. It was a Sunday morning, and we're ready to go. And I think people had time to clean up. Those of us that need to get out and shovel and all of that, you know, had time to do that on Sunday. So it made for an easier storm than one that would fall during the week.
Exactly. We like it when Mother Nature times it well like that.
But you were at the Mass Municipal Association, and part of that was to participate in the presentation of an award that our annual report won for in our category, the largest category they have, and we were a second place finisher. And I understand that you accepted
we did,
this award for us.
Linda Wielden and myself.
We'll display prominently at the. Did you have a couple of councilors join you?
We did, yep. We did. Councilor Hebert and Councilor Flores. So we're there for the presentation. So it was nice to have them with us.
Well, I think that, you know, the Mass Municipal Association is you know, offers this award each year because they want to encourage cities and towns to put out annual reports that are clear, that give information, that give an idea of what's going on in the community, because they feel that that sort of communication is very important. We do shows and e-news and other things, but this is a document that someone can use year-round to hear from all of our boards and commissions, and I'm very proud of the work that you know, you've done on this. And Linda, as you know, you and I sit down each year, we come up with our themes, we start doing that, and you know, Shirley Oakley in our office, you know, stays right on all our department heads. But it's a chore to put it all together. Nice to get this recommendation and commendation. I congratulate all who participated in that.
Absolutely, and of course all the department heads and board and committee chairs who work to write their reports as well. We thank them for getting it done and for putting up with us our multiple requests.
You mentioned the you know, the Dog Park Award,
yes.
Stanton Foundation. This is something that, you know, we've been working on for the past couple of years with the Committee for Barnstable Dog Parks. They, you know, have found a site out at Hathaway's Pond where we found this foundation that will support design and construction and maintenance of the dog park, for maintenance on a couple of years in the back end. And you know, we've been working very carefully with them. We had to get a conceptual plan to them for approval. And what this does now is gives us close to $25,000 to do, you know, the design that they'll approve, and then there'll be an RFP ready to go out to a contractor so that we can get going on it quickly. And I would hope that by the summer months, just about when, you know, dogs can't go in certain areas in Barnstable, there'll be a nice safe place to take your pet and to have that the animal socialize with other dogs.
Wonderful, and I understand this grant covers the design, and we are anticipating that the Stanton Foundation will fund the construction as well. What a great organization. They've done so many things. I know that they've funded the Yarmouth Dog Park and other dog parks here on Cape Cod and across Massachusetts.
They did one in Mashpee. They love doing them in the cities because it's a more difficult area to find places, but
Definitely.
I know they've done them in the North End and other places. And it's something that really adds to the quality of life of your community, because you get to go out and you know your pet can socialize and enjoy the outdoors. So we're very pleased to with the effort that and really the citizen group has been right there every step of the way, and we're very pleased that you know, they're working so closely with the Department of Public Works to make this happen. So
great, looking forward to that. E-permitting.
Well, we've been talking about that, you know, for months now, and we contracted with Viewpoint last year. They've been doing all of the background work in terms of data loading and looking at what the site would look like, and talking to staff. And over the Martin Luther King weekend, it basically went live. They transferred over 135,000 permits into the system. So now the staff is using this computer-based system for the next month or so. And they've also got it onto the tablet, so inspectors out in the field can be using this system. And then the idea being that we'll introduce 3 permits probably in February, something like gas and plumbing, things of that nature. And then in the subsequent months move through, and hopefully within just a few months have the whole building commission permit process in place. So it's been a huge effort that is kind of it isn't seen by the public, because there are many meetings that I've asked Assistant Town Manager Mark Ells to head up, and he's been working with our IT department and with our regulatory services. A lot of issues along the way, angst about a new system, but it seemed to have gone through initially without a hitch, and we'll have plenty of time to work out any of the bugs. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. And from what IT tells me as well, this isn't going to 100% replace paper permits. So if there are folks that still want to come in and do that,
right,
they can. But of course, the idea being really want to push the fact that you can do it online and do it that
time
way.
is money to
Yes.
contractors out there, and if they can be on site, arrange for a meeting, get documentation right into staff so it can be processed, then it's going to make the whole system run more smoothly. And perhaps if you go over to regulatory services right now, you'll see a backup at the counter, because this is when people are in trying to get permits, trying to get things move forward, and hopefully this will be a process that will streamline that and try to alleviate some of the congestion for our contractors.
Great, we're looking forward to that. Wanted to talk to, we know there certainly has been a lot of conversation about the Fire Training Academy that is over at the the tail end of the industrial park at the end of Mary Dunn Road. Tell me a little bit about what's going on here with the county academy.
Well, it's been moving in a lot of different directions. The county itself has been out there, putting together a report, looking at how it's how it operates. That came back, I think, rather scathing in many ways in terms of looking at the procedures that have been used out there, which was not very comforting to us. We had sent last year a settlement offer to the county that they could look at, based on the fact that there was the so-called PFAS that was in our system that we had to take emergency action to remediate, to get the Mary Dunn wells back online. They've hired an attorney to look at that. We really haven't had a response from the county on that settlement offer. So we had been moving forward with a demand letter that basically says, look, this is a 21E site. You're responsible for the pollution at this site, and that is now contaminated wells. That we have had to do remediation activities to make sure that the water that is servicing the Hyannis community is safe. That's our major responsibility. And so in very clear terms, we set out what we expect to happen. And in E-News, we outlined the 7 areas that we expect them to be undertaking, all steps to remediate the PFAS contamination. We really have, and we expect reimbursement for that. We also ask that they close the facility down to training activities and begin remediation at the sites. And future incidents like the one that we had to remediate last summer, they could do administrative services if they'd want there, but no actual use of foam or other chemicals or anything that might further contaminate our water supply. And this, under the statute now, they need to respond within 45 days. So I would hope that this will generate discussions with the attorneys involved, the principals involved with this, so that we can move forward with a hopefully an amicable resolution. But we're quite frankly, tired of just waiting and not I firmly believe that the county has the same feeling that we do toward water quality. It's the water safety, most important thing that we should be doing as it relates to our citizens. So very hopefully they'll respond to this in a positive fashion, and that we won't have any prolonged litigation on this.
Absolutely. Well, with the the sensitive environment that we have on the Cape, certainly making sure that our water is protected is a high priority issue. So looking forward to seeing how this all works out.
And I would just add that there are citizen groups that have weighed in on this. The Hyannis water system itself naturally is in full support of this, and so we know what's going on. We want to make sure that they'll be partners in this cleanup.
Excellent. Well, Tom, I thank you so much, as always, for joining us here live in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Tom Lynch, of course, our town manager here in the town of Barnstable. Interim Superintendent of Schools, Bill Butler, is next on Barnstable This Morning.